3, 2, 1. Mary, Syniverse had a release today that talked about the risk of carriers getting distracted by IoT. And at the same time, you've got 30 billion of new roaming opportunities.
That's right.
How are carriers can implement aggressive retail pricing, roaming pricing, when the EU is trying to drive down pricing?
So the concept of roam like home in the EU still has yet to really come home, right? And as the regulation goes through its process and its trials and tribulations, and the various organizations in the whole region fight back and say, no, we can't do this until 2017. What we're saying is that, look, there's 57 billion in roaming revenue today. And there's an additional 30 billion available by 2018 if operators address the issue associated with price. And this is a global number, right? And we then further said, okay, but why do it now? What's really at risk now? So we did some primary research, and we went to the US, to the UK, to Germany, and we said, okay, we've asked subscribers in a very specific way, would you switch your home network to another network based on the roaming offers that they're providing? And we came up with $16 billion in consumer risk of switching. So the idea that I'm not only not taking advantage of the potential 30 billion because I'm not putting in place the right pricing that's going to unlock usage, I have the risk of losing $16 billion because someone could switch the network, go from one to the other, churn because of roaming pricing. So we wanted to shine a spotlight on this to say, look, the IoTs, the wearables, the devices, we totally get this. We're huge supporters of innovation. We're in that business. But there is core business that needs to be addressed today. And there is opportunity that's available today. And when this is where our sweet spot is. We have been facilitating roaming for more than 25 years. This is something that we know a lot about, and we help operators with globally. 1,000 mobile network operators, we support doing this. And when we see this kind of number of 16 billion at risk for switching and 30 billion opportunity of making more money, this now is a circumstance where action has to be taken now. So as we plan out 3 years in advance, we're in a better position to withstand a rival's challenge for whatever the offer might be. By taking the action now, we believe that there's a way to prevent that risk.
How does Syniverse help carriers develop a roaming plan or promotion?
So Syniverse has a roaming intelligence suite, and our entire approach to this is based around who is roaming. I'm not the same kind of roamer as you might be, the same kind of roamer as anyone else you might be is the same kind of roamer. Understanding that segment, what are the profiles of that subscriber, the usage that they have. Then understanding how can I find potentially offers that are really targeting, say, the higher value subscriber and that sort of middle subscriber that could use some more, maybe doesn't use as much. Because the objective of all of this is to make it so that I use my device the same way that I do at home. If I use 2 gigs of data at home, which is low for me, I'm going to want to use 2 gigs of data when I roam. How do I make that happen? So understanding that usage behavior and then applying some rigorous experimentation, segmenting and targeting offers, and then looking at and finding as the subscriber lands in real time, detecting that subscriber, matching them up to that segment, being able to deliver an offer that is in real time, that is matching to that behavior. This is where we begin the process of unlocking usage. I'm not just talking about silent users here. I'm talking about the entire spectrum of the segments that are involved in the kinds of people that are roaming. Because you want to hold on to that 16 billion that I talked about. Those are 16 billion dollars of roaming revenue of people that use roaming. They're the higher value users. So I want to hold on to them. So it is the entire spectrum. We've always talked about silent roamer. It's so much more than that. So the solutions that we're offering are focused on maximizing the retail revenue, maximizing the wholesale management of that in a very holistic way, with an entire focus on what's the customer experience. Are they getting the experience and the quality that they need to have when they're roaming? As we get closer to more and more ubiquitous LTE roaming, having a handle on how are you going to deliver quality of experience to that subscriber, you want to make sure that they have a very tight connection between you as the home operator and their roaming experience. Are they getting the value for dollar that they expect, and are they getting the experience that they expect? You want them to constantly tie that back to you as the home operator. So the solutions that we provide are all about ensuring that that value is obvious.